Hey everyone, I'm Mike Sullivan. This is mo.com. Thanks for joining me. With me today is Andrew Rosener. He's the founder of Media Options and our subject matter expert on domain names. Andrew, thanks for joining me today. You've made quite a bit of news with the sale of dx.com. Can you tell us a little bit about this sale and some of the history around it?
I can't go into great detail on the DX sale simply because we had an NDA on the sale. But essentially, we decided that we wanted to try our hand in the daily deal market. It's a really hot market. There's a lot of acquisitions happening. And so, we stuck to what we know, and we know, that great domains make great websites, and it's the foundation of great businesses. So we decided to acquire the domain name dx.com, and essentially our business plan was that we were going to test the market as an aggregator. So aggregating all the different daily deal sites into one site and providing people with one email per day for all those deals, as opposed to getting, like in New York City, there's 60 different deal sites. And so that means you get 60 different emails every day. And nobody wants 60 daily deal emails. So, we were solving a problem, and we thought that dx.com was a great place to, it's an online deal exchange. And so we created an aggregator. We got a great development partner, and we used logo.com for helping us to kind of brand it and creating our logo, obviously. And we launched the site, and about 5 days later, we were contacted by a Chinese individual interested in acquiring our site, and I didn't really take it very seriously. We went back and forth. They finally made a significant offer, but not an offer that was high enough that I would sell the domain and the website. And ultimately took a few more days, and within 14 days from our launch date, we agreed on a price, closed a deal, and that's it. And now dx.com is Deal Extreme, a company out of Hong Kong, one of the top 1,000 websites on the internet. And some people gave me flack and said, you only developed the domain name so you could sell it. And I said, well, of course. I mean, the only reason we went into the daily deal space is to get acquired. I mean, that's why you go into that space. You're not going to compete against Groupon, but if you can, make a splash, then somebody's going to want to take you out of the game, or acquire your subscribers, or take your market share, or or if you got a dominant domain name in the space, and they want that too. So it was a good strategy, and it worked, and we're hoping to repeat it.
What role would you say the domain name played in the acquisition?
There's 150 daily deal sites, aggregators, local sites, basically anybody in the space. 150 new sites that launch every month in the United States and Canada. And they're not getting acquired. So, I would say dx.com, I mean, yeah, we had a great platform. We had a great, aggregation technology. We managed our subscriber list very well. But at the end of the day, I mean, the only reason that we got acquired was our domain name. It's not a coincidence. I mean, I looked at the space and I said, okay, you've got Deal Extreme, Deal Exchange, DealX, there's like 15 guys that have, would be great acquisition partners, and it made perfect sense.
Using dx.com as an example, what does it mean to small businesses, and what's the importance of the right domain name?
As a generality, because obviously it depends on your business niche, and if you're business to business or, business to consumer, but I think you're going to be hard pressed to find a more valuable tool for marketing your business, any small size, medium sized business. You've got a small marketing budget. A limited number of tools that you can use to get people in your door or get people to buy from you online or getting your name out there, just increasing your visibility. And I don't think there's anything more powerful or effective or efficient in terms of a cost to value ratio than a good domain name. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you want to compete against, a big player in that space, if you're selling, if you're a specialty bookstore and you want to compete against Amazon and Barnes and Noble, owning the exact match keyword, maybe it's children's literature. Well, owning children's literature is going to really give you a huge leg up. And let's say that, it's going to cost you $25,000 to buy children'sliterature.com. And I have no idea, without looking at the numbers, what that domain is really worth. But let's say it's $25,000. Your return on that $25,000 investment is immeasurable. When you look at your ability to compete against the big players in that space, for that specific niche, if that is your niche. And I think small and medium-sized businesses need to look at two domain strategies. One being, having a great brand name, having a great, let's call it, your home site. And it should be expressive. People should know exactly what you do from your domain name. When they're searching in Google and looking for where they're going to shop or who they're going to get their service from, having a domain name that really tells people exactly what you do makes you stand out when they're evaluating those top 10 or top 5, search results. It makes them want to click on your website. Number 2 is keyword domain names. Really focusing, setting aside a budget for search engine optimization, and a major component of that SEO budget should be domain names. If you're a hobby store, it would be a great idea for you to own, maybe you don't want to spend the money that it takes to buy, a bunch of these .coms, but the .nets and the .orgs are just as effective when it comes to search engine optimization. And if you're, again, a hobby store, it would make great sense for you to own remotecontrolcars.net, modelsailboats.org, paperairplanes.net, anything you can get your hands on, that's an exact match keyword fit for the products that you sell and that the products that consumers are going to be looking for online that will help them get to your site to buy those products. And, there's various different ways of using those domain names in that SEO strategy. And you're best to use an SEO expert to help you optimize that strategy. But even 301 redirects, a permanent redirect of that domain name to your main homepage, or not necessarily your homepage, but a page on your site that's targeted at those keywords. So if you've got one page dedicated to remote control cars, doing a redirect of that remotecontrolcars.net to that page, not only are you going to get that type-in traffic, obviously .nets and .orgs have less type-in traffic than the .coms, but you'll get some if it's a high search volume keyword going directly to that page on your website. But Google also looks at that almost as a link, almost as a text link, going to that specific that specific keyword, going to the page on your website which deals with that keyword, which sells products or services related to that keyword. But optimally, you would build out, let's call it satellite websites for each of those products, whether it's product review sites or, just, pages that have a lot of contextual information about those specific products, with links back to your site where people can buy those products. There's a lot of different strategies in how to use those keyword domain names. But, really any small, medium-sized business, this is a strategy that's really not being utilized, that is extremely effective.
So it would be great to have a premium domain name for a small business, but do you feel like these names are affordable? Are they within the reach of small business owners?
They are affordable to small business owners. I mean, every single day through my newsletter and through our brokerage service, we're selling domain names like remote control cars for anywhere from $500 to a couple of $1,000s. And, I think most small and medium-sized businesses, can afford that, especially when they look at, the future value of the return on investment of that acquisition.
With so many new generic top-level domains becoming available, do you feel these are a good alternative to small business owners opposed to the .nets and .orgs if the .coms aren't available?
I think that in certain cases, these would be great, let's say, branding acquisitions for businesses. If you can't get the .com as a main site for your business, then they may present great opportunities in certain verticals. But when it comes to search engine optimization and some of the strategy I talked about with exact match keyword domains, these are not really going to be great alternatives. One of the biggest factors Google uses in its algorithm its search algorithm is the age of domain names. Google puts a lot of preference on age domains. 5, 10 years old, 15 years old. The older, the better. And obviously, the .nets and the .orgs, the good keyword domains, are going to have significant age on them. Most of the best exact match keyword domains, were registered at least 5 years ago. So I think I think from an SEO standpoint, the .nets, the .orgs, and the .coms are definitely the best alternative. But some of these new GTLDs may be interesting brand plays.
All right, Andrew, thanks for your perspectives. We'll talk to you again soon.
Cool. Thanks a lot, man.